is Wes. If y'all have been on my channel any length of time at all, or you may be just jumping in here because of the title or whatever, I might actually get the title right where it'll draw some attention. The wild foods and stuff that are available in West Texas, in the the semi-arid plains of Texas. People say, yeah, you can eat this, or yeah, you can eat that. And I've done the same thing. I've said, yeah, you can eat this, but there's a lot more to it. Do your own research. And it occurs to me that the reason you found, chances are, the reason you found the video on my channel and they're watching it is because, well, you're trying to do your own research. So we're going to talk about prickly pear. We can start right now. This is your, well, average, I guess, prickly pear cactus. It is early spring. These are called tunas. Right now, let me find something to point with because I'm not putting my finger over there. Right now, these are where this bottom part is where the seed's going to be. This is the flower. Right now, this cactus is putting a lot of energy into making a flower so that the bees will come by, other insects, ants, will pollinate that flower. These kind of got roughed up. I'll show you some others, but here you go. See this one? That's a flower. A tuna that didn't make. This one got knocked off, another one. But see all the effort that these things put into making these seed pods to where something's not just going to walk up there and bite it off. There's a lot of energy put into preventing the eating. This thing is covered. This flower pot is covered in spines. You can't eat this. After this blooms, you can eat the flower. After the flower goes away, you can eat the pod. After it ripens, you can eat the pod. Do not try and eat this. You will wind up with a mouthful of these cactus thorns. And that's it. You can't burn those off. And by the time you got all those burned off, you'll have burned up the deal. This is not the time of the year for eating cactus fruit, or the pads. Actually, these pads are you could eat them. They're not going to taste good. They're going to be really hard to eat. They're going to be chewy. There'll be some new pads come up on here, but it'll be another month. Wild foods are time sensitive. Sometimes they're there to eat, and sometimes they're not. You have to time it just right. That pine tree doesn't belong in West Texas. It's a transplant. Just pretend it's not there. Hold on. And this is what I was saying about there going to be, or that there will be, prickly pear leaves that you can eat. They started growing at the same time that those flower pods did. They're not ready. This is a standard prickly pear. This is called a cow's tongue prickly pear. It's making some new leaves. But look at that. Look at that little guy. Focus. See all those little fuzzies? Each one of those little soft, squishy tabs that's on there is just full of glochids. It will harpoon you to pieces. And you've got to be careful. See that right there? I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's not okay to eat that. I'm going to have to research that and I'll get back to you. This cactus has some kind of blight. You can see it on the leaves. It's hickorying up. There's something in it that's not supposed to be there. But something else, if you're around cactuses in Texas, I don't know if you can see down in there or not, there seems to be a lot of debris. This has a pack rat nest in it. There's another source of wild food. There's some videos on my channel about that. That pack rat has made quite a few meals off of this cactus. I don't know if you noticed, but there's very few flowers on this. He's literally climbing up here, she, it, whatever, and eating them before they have a chance to make. And that may be why the cactus is getting sick. But where there are pack rats, there are rattlesnakes. Be very careful when you are around prickly pears or anything like that, because they're a good place to get shade, a good place to find food for rattlesnakes as well. Learn what a rattlesnake sounds like. They don't sound like a baby rattler. You know, it's completely different. If you're going to come to this part of the world, find out what they sound like, and wear you some good boots. It's 3 weeks ago, good boots saved my life. I mean, he hit my foot and didn't go through my boot. Wear boots. And here's another prickly pear. Notice it doesn't have those yellow spots on it, and how many more flowers it's got, how healthy it is, how strong it's growing. I mean, it's got flowers coming out the side of the pads. The other side of that is there's not a pack rat nest under this one. There is under that one, but not that one. The rat climbs up out of his nests to get the seed pods. Notice the closer you get to the ground on that cactus there, the fewer tuners there are, as opposed to this one right here. Zoom in for you a little bit. Lots of tuners right there at the ground. No tuners at the ground. They're looking for the easy meal too. And that's a mesquite. That's a mesquite. They make food also, but that's a different video. And I know at the start of this I said the video was going to take a long time, but I decided to make it a short video. This is what you need to know about early spring prickly pear. You can't eat those fruit yet. You can eat the pads, but it's going to be a lot of work. You don't want to start messing with the pads until they're about 4 inches. After they're actually easier if you can catch them just after all the glochids, the thorns, have shown, because then you can just burn those off. If they've still got the little caps on the glochids, if you find them, I'll try to keep you up to speed. Just keep checking back on the videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, then you can start eating them. There's nothing about these cactuses right now that are edible. So just because you can eat something doesn't mean it's food 24 hours a day, 7 days a year, or 7 days a week, 365 days. There's edibles on prickly pear for about 4 to 6 months out of the year here, and that's it. And some of it stores, some of it doesn't. You can the prickly pear, and you can have it for later. I actually really enjoy melanza. I can't say the word, but it's a Spanish dish that has pickled cactus on it. It's delicious. Anyway, stay alive, don't die. do a little research, and make sure you're not allergic to the wild food you tried to eat. So that's going to make that staying alive part a little bit harder. God bless.